First off, I just want to say thank you for everyone that showed up. I know it's hot, it's humid, we may have a heat stroke or two out here today, so thank you. Next, I just want to thank, and everybody should clap right now for everybody that's on stage right here, because honestly, they paved the way. You know, my tenure is very short from this university, but being away from it and seeing the growth and everything that's happened here, it's people that's on stage right now behind me that started it, and we have to keep it going. So, you know, I can't thank them enough. I can't thank the committee enough to give me this opportunity to be out here. It's very humbling. But one thing I've noticed as I've sat here and I've watched the last day and a half is the character and the humbleness that's on this stage. From the inductees to people that have already been inducted, it made me even more proud to be a Blue Raider, because I came here for that reason. I came here for the grit. I came for the tenacity. I came for that edginess that they had, and they still have it. And seeing these people that are getting inducted now, they're still playing, and vice versa, people that are already in the fame, it baffles me. We should be honored to wear blue every single day, and I will continually be honored to wear blue. So thank you to all you guys. I can't thank you enough. Now, I want to thank the most important person in my life, Jesus Christ. Without him, I'd be nothing. That's why I play the game. And every stage I get, I want to just shout his name to the rooftop. So that's number one. I want to move on to two men that brought me here. Start out with Jim McGuire, who I found out later on was the one that really believed in me. Coach Pete was still trying to figure me out, wasn't too sure yet. He thought I wanted to play another position when my heart was just dead set on catching. And he asked me, he came to my house and he asked me that question, "Do you want to catch, son?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Good, I was about to leave." But I thank those two guys constantly. They've been two of my biggest fans, my biggest supporters. They stuck with me my freshman year when I hit 169. If you don't know anything about baseball, that's not good. And also that's lower than my GPA and my weight, so also not good. I can't thank them enough, especially, you know, I'm still really close with Mags. I talk to him all the time, but Coach Pete taught me how to catch. And when I go out through my career, even today, being an older guy, the one thing they say constantly is like, "Man, where'd you learn that grittiness?" I said, I had a head coach that threw BP with no ACL. I don't know any other way. And anybody that's out there that's played for Coach Pete or Jim McGuire, they'll tell you the same thing. They go out every single day, they do everything they can, and after I left, I realized how much they really have on their plate. As a university that's growing, they had a lot on their table that they had to handle day in, day out. And I know the staff here and the front office here has done a great job of changing that, but when I was here, it wasn't so much like that. They worked their tails off, and I'm sure their families appreciate everything that the university's done for them, but at the same time, the sacrifice they made, they know more than anybody. And I can't thank them enough, Coach Pete, for letting me call my games day in, day out. That's a rarity nowadays. And honestly, just teaching me a little bit more of how to be a man. I just thank you both so very much, and I'll be forever in debt. Now I want to move on to this little group of people back here. Some of them are former players who I've grown to know. I'm here all the time. I love these guys. I'm probably hard on them too often. But I love you guys. I want the best for you. I want the best for this program. I appreciate you guys coming out. I want to thank my family. I'm gonna talk about a couple different people. Oof. All right, this is where it's gonna get hard. I tried to wait, but start out with my uncle John, who was my basketball coach, and I was a ball hog. Basketball was my first love. All I wanted to do was shoot and score. He taught me the tenacity of not being a jughead, as he called me, and the teamwork aspect at a very young age. And I'll be thinking about that all the time, because I always think, like, don't be a jughead, Michael, don't be a jughead. Something he said, and I know he probably thought it was just a joke, but it stuck with me forever. I want to thank my brother Adam, who's a lot older than me. We didn't grow up together that much, but he always took me in and competed with me. And he never let me just win. And in today's times, people get a trophy for losing all the time. And it drives me insane. If you're not first, you're last. And I know that's a funny quote, but it's so true. And I'll forever think about those competitions on the pavement where we just played and played and played basketball one-on-one, where we went off and I played against his 32-year-old friends when I was in high school, and they pushed me to the ground. We just keep going, bleeding and all. I appreciate you, Adam, and I appreciate your family for being here. You guys have done a lot for me. Thank my brother Jeff for just being an inspiration, the way he's treated my mom, my family as he's joined our family. You guys are great. God really blessed us with you guys. I want to thank my mother and father-in-law. My father-in-law, who passed away in 2008, who would probably give my mom and my wife biggest run for their money as my biggest fan. And the guy that probably believed in me more than just about anybody besides a very, very select few. And Julia, thank you so much for constantly taking care of Griff as we go through this journey in baseball. And thank you for your wonderful, wonderful daughter who's made me a better man. Oh. Before I go down the road where I know I'm going to lose it, I want to thank my boy Todd Martin, who's here, who always kept me on that loose leaf. You know, I'm a little overzealous, and I can be a little hard sometimes. Very, very competitive, very much like Chrissy, from what I've heard from stories. I never wanted to lose, but he kept that low key for me, and he also was one of the best teammates I ever had, and gave me a chance to get a lot more fastballs because he hit in front of me. And last but not least, I gotta thank my parents and my wife, but I'll start with my parents. Dad, you were hard on me. You were mean to me at times. But man, you had that way to just get me fired up. You made it hard sometimes, but you never said no. And I'll always thank that. I'll always be thankful for that. My dad didn't grow up with baseball, didn't know much about baseball, but he learned it from me. He gave up fishing for me. He gave up hunting for me. He gave up a lot of things he loved for me. And that's what I would have said 2 years ago. Now, Dad, thank you for teaching me how to fight. As this career's been hard. I've had 4 knee surgeries. I've lost 50 pounds due to mono when I was here. The medical staff put me right back on the field. I've had a lot of things go on. And I always had that fight, and I thought I always got it from my mom. But Dad, I think I may have got it from you, watching you battle cancer and overcome it against all odds. Thank you. And I'll be indebted and grateful for the fight you put in my heart and in my genes. And Mom, man, I don't even know how to go here. Everything that I was and am before I got here, Mom, is due to you. The 60+ hours a week you put in at work, it still got me to practice on time. The tutors you had to get me to because of the learning disabilities and things I had. The issues I had as a kid, being premature, you and Dad putting up with that. Everything I am, up until I came here, Mom, Dad, it was because of you guys. And Mom, that relentless pursuit that I have to be the best against everybody's wishes in my career is because of you and what you showed me through your life. And the more I found out about how hard your life was, I'm even more grateful. Thank you for giving me what you never had. I really, really appreciate it, Mom. Ooh. Last but not least, my wife, who's been here from day one. I hit 169, I said earlier in the year, or in my freshman year. I started dating her my sophomore year. It all changed then. So that's a big part of it. But no, seriously, Jacqueline, all the crap you've put up with, all the belittling you've put up with, being referred to as a baseball player's wife instead of Jacqueline, teaching me how to write, teaching me how to speak, teaching me how to communicate to a degree where I'm not scared to stand up in front of 10,000, 20,000 people anymore, where I was scared to stand up in front of 2. Teaching me how to read in front of people and believe in myself in a way I never had. Teach me to be a true man and stand up for who I am and not be a people pleaser. Teaching me to go at it with the respect to everyone around me, to give more than I receive. I was always a guy that wanted to please my teammates, my coaches, but she taught me how to really love people. She does more for people on a daily basis and throughout her life than I could ever wish to do, and she never says a word about it. She never talks about it. She never wants credit for it. She never wants anything. And she taught me that life is so simple when you just love others. And I love her with all my heart. She was here before it. She's going to be here long after it. She is the biggest blessing that's ever come in my life. Thank you. Thank you. The last thing I want to say, just because I don't want to leave the stage crying, is everybody that came here to support me. I also want to thank everyone that doubted me and everyone that doubted all of us on stage. I was told I was too short. I was told I couldn't catch. I was told I couldn't do this, couldn't do that. I thank you, because I've been the man in the arena, and I love the critics in the stands, because every one of you I've gotten to prove wrong, and I continue to do the same thing over and over again. So keep doubting me, and let's keep going. Go Blue, and thank you. God bless.